my name is Peter Parfitt, and in the next few minutes I'm going to tell you about some products that I've bought made by a company called Wera. And Wera are well known internationally for their screwdrivers, bit holders and small tools. And I've had some of mine for a number of years, and I've recently bought some bang up to date products, and I thought I should tell you about them. So here we go. I'm sure many of you are just like me. Over the years you've bought many electric screwdrivers and toolkits, and with them come all sorts of sets of bits and so on. And then you go to a show or fair or a shop and you see some more and you buy them on impulse, whatever it might be, and what happens? They end up breaking. And luckily, about 8 to 10 years ago, I discovered Wera. And I bought my first set for them, and this little lot then was consigned to the bottom of a drawer. The very original set that I bought made by Wera was this bit check diamond set, and it consists of a bit holder which goes into the end of your electric drill or electric screwdriver, and 9 bits. Now, when I originally bought this, it was made up of a selection of Phillips and Posi-drive bits. But since then, I found in the bottom of my screw box a couple of flat screwdriver bits which I've added. And I don't know if they're made by Wera or not. But the original set I've had, and I've really hammered it. And it's dead simple. You take the bit out that you want, put it into your holder, and it just clicks in. When you want to release it, move this part forward and out comes the bit, and you can put it away. Pretty straightforward. But the reason I'm showing you this one is it's 10 years old, and I've only lost or damaged 3 of their original bits in all of that time. So I think that's pretty good. Now the second one is similar to the first one, except it's more tuned up for the impact driver. It's their bit check bi-torsion rapid adapter. And again, it consists of a bit holder, similar to the other one, but it's designed for impact drivers, and a number of bits. Similar idea, you push the collar forward and in goes the bit. When you want to release it, push it forward again and out it comes very easily. And that is absolutely perfect if you're using impact drivers like this one. Now, I've been using this for all sorts of things, and in the years I've had it, I have lost 2 bits, and I don't know which ones they are. They're probably Posi-drive size 2, and that's with an impact driver, so that's pretty impressive. Now, once people get to know that you're good with your hands, you're inevitably going to be tapped on the shoulder and they'll say, "Oh, Peter, whilst you're here, would you mind just tightening up this screw, or would you mind just adjusting this bracket or whatever it might be?" And I find I've always got to have at least a set of basic screwdrivers with me wherever I go. And I've recently discovered this, made by Wera, and it is the sweetest little compact screwdriver you can imagine. It is the Craftform Compact 20, and it consists of this rather nice, easy to hold handle and a bit holder here. And all you do is you select one of the 6 bits which are held inside the handle by pressing that button to release that, and then selecting the bit you want, close that up and popping it then inside the bit holder, and it's there secure as anything. And note that those bits inside the handle aren't going to go missing. They can't come out until you press that button. Now, what's really nice about this is the ease at which you can change the bits. This is a spring-loaded feature on the bit holder. Pop them in, and then it's held really nicely. Move that forward, and they come out as easy as pie. And it's absolutely delightful to use. Now it's got some tricks up its sleeve. You see this green ring here? If you press that, out it pops, and suddenly your screwdriver becomes its own big brother, and you can then carry on in the normal screwdriver fashion. But then there's yet another trick up its sleeve. You press this once more and that is released, and you can now put this in your electric screwdriver, and you've got access then to all of the screw bits inside there, plus the use of the electric screwdriver. And when you're finished, you take it out, pop it back into the handle, press that down, either like that or all the way, and it's done. And when you finish for the day, take that out, pop that, push it in, close it up, and put it back in your pocket or in the glove box of your car. As simple as that. It's a delightful little tool. Absolutely sweet. The next thing I want to show you is the Wera Bit Check BR30. And this really is the most compact and useful little set you can imagine. It consists of a bit holder and then 29 different bits. And they range from Phillips, Posi-Drive, Torx, Torque security, and also some hex, one flat screwdriver bit, and a hex to 1/4 inch square adapter. If that's not enough, you also get a really sweet little ratchet handle. And the idea is that you can put any of your bits in here, directly in the ratchet handle like so. And there's a control on the back there for whether you're going forwards or backwards. And you then have the sweetest little tool that you can imagine. And don't think that this is a toy because of its diminutive size. It is not. It is really nifty. And you may note that there's this thumb wheel on the back there, so you can rapidly move it in one direction. Click the gear change there, and it's going in the opposite direction. Now, you can also put in your bit holder in there, and therefore you've got something which is just a little bit more manly. Now you will think, well, what's the use of something like this? Well, I can tell you quite simply that this is precisely what you need if you're working in tight spaces, or if, like me, you are a little arthritic, and when you find that you're finding it really difficult to use hex drives, as I do, because of, made just with a bit of bent steel, that's all they are, and there's nothing really you can grab hold of. Well, this is different. You put a hex in there, and you're in business. This is absolutely as easy as pie. Couldn't be easier. Now, this is a homemade saw stop that I've made, which I use with my mitre saw. And one of the things that I occasionally have to do is to remove this piece of wood. It's only here so I can make cuts which are very close to the blade. And there's a little hex screw there which I have to undo. And I find this particularly frustrating, having to do this umpteen times around here and so on, and eventually I get it loose. Well, I must tell you that's all a thing of the past, because now I've got this little gadget. And all I do is I pop it in there, and away I go. So now I can very, very quickly take out my hex screws with absolutely no problem at all. And there we go. So that's that. Now free to move. And I'll pop it back in, and I can put it back in equally as quickly. It is as quick as anything. Now, I think that this is such an advantage over the old-fashioned hex key. Now, these things have always frustrated me, but this is a delight to use. You'll be amazed, even woodworkers need to use tools like this from time to time. Right, so how many times have you found yourself in a situation where it would take you half a day to be able to get a normal screwdriver onto something, and yet, lo and behold, you get something like this in your hand, and what do? Just screw it in. Look at that, you see? You're just applying a little bit of pressure at the back there, And this is a pretty big screw, going in with absolutely no trouble at all. Well, I've done my best to introduce you to the name Wera. I've been very pleased with them. My two original bit sets, which I've had for years, have mainly been used in an impact driver. And the great thing about all this kit is it's interchangeable. So this large bit set which I've got, I can take any one of these bits out of here and it'll work perfectly well in any of the adapters. So it's very, very flexible, and I'm really delighted. Now, all of this came from Screwfix. I buy a lot of stuff from there. I've not been sponsored by them, I've not been sponsored by Wera. I'm just a normal customer. But I think you'll find that Screwfix is the cheapest place in the United Kingdom to buy all of this stuff. But you check it out and see what you can find. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.